to our second story from our series on Afghanistan. Australian troops deployed in that country say they're there to do a job and they're proud to be doing it. But it's not easy.
Beside the security risks, soldiers work long hours, they don't have weekends and are far away from their families. And everyone needs a break. And the ABC's Kathy McLeish had a look at how they do it in Afghanistan.
We're doing some team building today, playing some hockey. It's our first time out. We've been here about 2 weeks and we're just enjoying some team building a bit. So.
Who have you got on the field there?
Well, we have a combination of 2 Australians and about 15 Slovaks and a handful of Americans. So.
Why is it a good thing to do?
Oh, well, you know, if we can talk to each other and work as a team here, it'll be a great thing in the office too, outside the office. So.
And things can be pretty tough out here, you know, when guys are on the front line. Is it good for that sort of stuff to let them get a see?
It's a good stress reliever, you know, and certainly physical fitness is a great part, you know, mind, body, spirit, so.
So what do you think of Taran Kot so far?
Loving it. The food is absolutely fantastic, so that's the one thing I can tell you. It's superb.
Yes, sir. So we've just watched a game of volleyball. It looks like an all-in. How often does that happen?
Oh, the volleyball rarely. We've got organised PT 3 times a week just to foster morale and esprit de corps and physical fitness and inner well-being and all that sort of stuff. Well, you know, generally the hours are 12 to 15 sometimes, but erratic hours, so it just gives them a chance to get out as part of a team, not only a bit of competitive spirit there, but also just talk amongst ourselves and make sure, you know, we check on each other's mental health and well-being and physical health and all that sort of stuff.
A few people have said what they were told by mates or parents, or know what it's like out here, is look after your mates. Is that sort of the basic tenet?
Well, that is the tenet. If we look after each other, we've got a distance to go, and that might be 6 months or 8 months or whatever it is. We need to go the distance, and from the time we force concentrated, we've got to make sure we look after each other, monitor each other, so that we can go the distance and provide the service that the taxpayers pay us to do here and provide.
They are long hours. It's pretty full on out here. When you get downtime, how important is it?
Oh, well, it's important to find your own space, not only as a group, but because you can't find your own space easily. That's equally important, and, you know, we share rooms and all that sort of thing. So finding your own space and something that you're comfortable doing, whether that's reading a book or playing games or computer work or all that sort of stuff, is all very important now, just for your inner well-being.
Is there a point where most people kind of hit the wall a bit?
Oh, well, we've got the bathtub curve of deployment when you get here, because it's such a bizarre place. Everyone is very, very excited. It's new taskings, new environment, new people, and then you sort of get into steady state once you know what you know, and you realise that every day is very much the same. You know, you can get in the doldrums a little bit, and then you get over that, and then you just get into providing the service that we provide every day.
You've got people here who are seeing, you know, sort of some pretty tough stuff as well in terms of injuries coming in, providing support to, you know, people who are on the front line and coming back.
Well, that's right, and we need to make sure, you know, those high-risk areas for mental health that are seeing things that they would never normally see and not likely to see again, we make sure not only do we monitor each other, but we've got a very strong mental health team that we fly in to do half-rotation monitors or monitor on demand depending on what has happened. But we need to make sure that we monitor those people so that they can actually go the distance as well, because some of the things we're seeing are not very pleasant.
Can I just also ask you about the rocket attack this morning, or the indirect fire? What happened this morning?
Well, occasionally CAF is subjected to indirect fire from rockets that are sent from outside the base onto the base, and they are somewhat indiscriminate. And the actions on, we report to the higher headquarters. We report where they were launched from, where they actually hit, and then we go into a damage control situation. We make sure that Camp Baker and everyone within it is safe initially, and then we do a 100% head count to make sure all Australian soldiers within Kandahar airfield are safe as well. You know, sometimes we have 3 or 4 in the one night. And then for some reason we haven't had one since the 23rd. They are somewhat indiscriminate, but it means we are doing the right things by stopping them being launched into Kandahar.
And what sort of damage do they do?
Well, You can see behind you there is some damage. It's shrapnel damage, but if you follow the drills that we teach you and you go to ground, generally you should be okay unless it lands very, very close to you.
Are there many injuries on the base as a result of it?
There hasn't been during our rotation, but previously there has been. And, you know, it's just the indiscriminate luck of the draw, unfortunately.
Kathy McLeish with that insight.